It's Jen, and we're going to talk about these necklace strips. So to be honest, I have never heard of these before, but the brand sent these to me and I'm just really curious to give them a try. So let's talk about them. I will do a little example with it and just show you what these are all about. So the whole idea is that they are supposed to make your neck just appear a little bit tighter, a little bit more less wrinkles, things like that. And it's all with one of these little strips. So it does come with a full 10 strips in the pack, and then all they are is there's a little sticky spot on each of these sides of the strips, and the middle is not sticky. So you're supposed to put your hair in a ponytail and pull off one of the sticky sides. It does say to clean that area with alcohol before you use these, just so that way it stays better. So the first one you're just supposed to put under your neck or under your ear a little bit, and then just stick it right there and push it on, and then have this other piece going around. I must have kind of a wide neck. I feel like as I try to pull it to equal on the other side, it feels like it stretches quite a bit, and that's probably the point. But anyway, so now we are going to unstick this side, and I'm going to bring it around and try to stick it over here on this other side of my neck. Okay, so I'm gonna unstick this, being careful. I do not want it to stick in my hair. And pulling this piece. Okay, and I pulled that pretty tight. And I think it popped off a little bit. Yep, and it's sticking to my hair. Okay, so I'm gonna try again. Probably not quite as tight. And again, if I would have cleaned it with alcohol beforehand, it probably would be staying better. Okay, and that actually feels better. I can feel it pulling. There was no way that this side was going to reach where my ear was. On little pictures, they show it right here on both sides. That just wasn't gonna happen. Maybe this one should have been further back, but now it's on there. And the idea is obviously you're not gonna wear your hair up with it like this, that you would pull your hair down and make it so you would not see that at all. Now, I will say, I feel like on this side where I couldn't get it to reach around quite as much, I don't think you would see it at all because it doesn't start till honestly right back here. And on this side, I think I do have long hair, but I think it does run the risk of maybe seeing it over here. So just making sure it's a little bit more even and further back. It's really not uncomfortable, but I can feel it, okay? It does feel a little bit of pulling there. It is supposed to become more comfortable the more often you do it. This is how it looks though, how my neck looks from the side and then from the front with using this. So to take it off, you are supposed to also use an alcohol pad and kind of scrub it off that way, I think. Kind of work these strips off because they are supposed to be pretty tight. All right, I'm gonna take these off without the rubbing alcohol and see. Oh, you know what? I'm wrong. This piece does come off, and then you're left with that clear piece. Okay, so that's way better. You would not notice this. Very clear. Let's try this again. Fresh one. Where are we trying? Let's see what I can do. So I'm gonna put my hair back. It is a little sore where I just pulled that off. You can probably see a little bit of redness. And again, keeping your hair out of the way the best that you can. Okay, now I get what I'm doing. Okay, you're gonna pull that little tab, and I am not gonna put this one as close up as I did last time. And I should show you. This is my neck before and from the front. So we'll see if it just kind of smooth things out there or not. Okay, so I'm gonna put this little sticky piece. I'm gonna go, yeah, you can see where I yanked that off. Whoops. Back a little further. Honestly for me, I'm kind of thinking right here. Pushing that on, kind of rubbing it in to secure it in place. And then I'm gonna pull the other side being careful for my hair. And I'm gonna like pull it a little bit. Okay, that feels way more even. I'm gonna like rub these in a little bit just to get them to stay. I'm definitely gonna take it off with the rubbing alcohol this time because it just seems like a better idea. Okay, now we still have like that white back here. So, to peel the outside edge off, and really that's not too difficult. I'm gonna start it over here. You can see, just peel that. Okay, and I'll turn so you can just see. I am assuming that looks pretty clear. Okay, now I'm kind of impressed. This is a better system. So here's the after, and then from the side, and then straight on again. I do feel like it kind of like straighten some of that out, like a little bit less wrinkly there, which is great. And this absolutely feels like it's going to stay now. It does not pull. So again, take into consideration your own anatomy. Doing it like right below the earlobe here was a little too far forward and did not have the stretch I needed to get all the way around. So on my second try, I went back farther, and I can definitely feel that. Now, I think, like they say, as more you wear it, it's supposed to become more comfortable and you just get more used to it. I can see that, but it does, like when I turn my head a lot, like if I turn all the way this way, I can feel it pull. More so one way versus the other. I'm sure this is some trial and error. You get better at it as you do it. But anyway, it comes in a pack of 10. Like I said, pretty easy to figure out. And then you can just remove it with some rubbing alcohol. So hopefully this was helpful and you were able to see how to apply these and whether they might work for you.